Hello Montreal, let's break down Montreal's Q4 real estate market update for 2023. In this video, I'll be walking you through the stats for the different regions of Montreal. Stay tuned until the end when we will talk about inflation, and as always, I will tell you my prediction for the first quarter of 2024. My name is LJ Aguinaga with LJ Realties here in Montreal. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It's going to motivate me to continue putting out this content. If you have any other questions about our incredible market, please feel free to reach out to me or book a call with me. All of my information is in the description down below. Let's get started. When looking at total residential sales for Q4 2023, we saw a reduction of 3% when compared to the same quarter last year. This is likely because a lot of buyers decided to wait to see if fresh inventory would hit the market in the new year. We also saw an increase in listings, up 12% compared to last year. In the Montreal Metropolitan area, we saw a decrease in pricing across the board when comparing Q4 2023 to Q3 2023. Homes saw a decrease of 4% with an average price of $638,000. Condos were down 1.4% at an average price of $456,000. And finally, multiplexes are down 1.7% at an average price of $749,000. If we look at the last 12 months, prices are also down 1%, 1%, and 3% respectively in the categories above when compared to what we started the year. This dip in pricing continues to make it an attractive time to get into the market or upgrade your home. In terms of the type of market that we're seeing, statistically, single-family homes and condos remain in a seller's market, while plexes are in a balanced market. That being said, out on the field, I'd say it feels a lot more like a balanced market throughout, leaning towards a buyer's market. On the Island of Montreal, we saw prices decrease as well when comparing Q3 2023 to the previous quarter. Homes decreased by 1.7% with an average price of $917,000. Condos were down 2% at an average price of $515,000. And multiplexes were down 0.6% with an average price of $825,000. Single-family homes and multiplexes took less of a hit compared to the Montreal metropolitan area. In terms of days on market, when comparing the time it took to sell a property on the Island of Montreal in Q4 2023 versus the same period in 2022, homes took an average of 57 days to sell. This period is unchanged versus Q4 2022. Condos took 65 days, an increase of 7 days, and multiplexes took an average of 66 days to sell, an increase of 10 days. When looking at the type of market that we're in, the Island of Montreal is in a seller's market in all three categories. Single-family homes and condos are trending towards a balanced market, and plexes just exited a balanced market and are entering a seller's market again. On the island, the feeling when shopping with clients is more of a balanced market across the board and even a buyer's market at times. Laval saw a mixed bag of pricing changes when comparing Q4 2023 to the previous quarter. Homes decreased by 7.1% with an average price of $579,000. Condos were up 1.4% with an average price of $433,000. And multiplexes were down 4.5% with an average price of $749,000. Days on market for Laval was unchanged in two of the three categories when compared to the same period in 2022. Homes remained unchanged with an average of 41 days. Condos took 60 days, up 18 days comparatively. And finally, multiplexes are unchanged at 87 days. Laval plexes are in a buyer's market, while single-family homes and condos remain in a seller's market. The South Shore of Montreal saw negligible changes compared to the previous quarter. Homes decreased by 2.1% with an average price of $612,000. Condos were down 1.8% at an average price of $391,000. And multiplexes are up 1.7% with an average price of $667,000. Days on market for the South Shore was up in all three categories when comparing Q4 2023 to Q4 2022. Homes took an average of 46 days, up 2 days. Condos took 48 days, up 5 days. And multiplexes took 71 days, up 9 days. Just like on the Island of Montreal, the South Shore's single-family homes and condos are in a seller's market, with plexes being in a balanced market. Now you have all the data, but so what? So we did see prices come down pretty much across the board when comparing Q4 2024 to Q3 2024. Now, I believe that the main reason for that is the fact that we saw a little bit less transactions and therefore average price was a little bit more volatile because of that. The second factor is that buyers were able to negotiate some slightly better pricing on properties because some sellers really had to make a move before the end of the year, and you saw a little bit of people maybe being more flexible than they would have been in other situations. Now, Q1 of 2024 is expected to be the beginning of the hot season. A lot of buyers put their plans on hold to wait and see what would happen with interest rates. The Bank of Canada ended the year by stating that they are expecting to hold rates where they are and that we had likely seen the peak. With the recent inflation data coming in at 3.4% for December, a bit higher than expected, it's unlikely that they will reduce interest rates at this time. This means that some buyers might choose to wait a bit longer before jumping back into the market. If you're a buyer, I recommend you take advantage of the fact that the market hasn't fully picked up yet in order to negotiate a better deal. If you're a seller, the tides might soon be turning back in your favor. If you're able to hold off for a few more months, I think you will reap some benefits in the form of appreciation at the time of your sale. What part of town are you most interested in following? Comment below and I'll send you the full statistics for your area. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for more content like this. Thank you for tuning in, Montreal. We look forward to seeing you next time.